Barter system. Barter system means the exchange of goods for goods. Here there is no currency involved. All the things are exchanged for goods. For example, if you want rice and you are having sugar with yourself, so you will give rice to some another person and that person will give you sugar. That comes under barter system. This system is not being used these days because there are certain limitations of barter system. So let's understand the difficulties in barter system. The first is problem of double coincidence of wants. Lack of double coincidence of wants was one of the major limitations of the barter system. For instance, person A has cloth and he wants rice in exchange, and person B has rice but he does not want cloth in exchange. In this case, exchange between A and B would not take place as their wants do not coincide with each other. So this is one of the major problem in barter system. The needs and requirement doesn't fulfill at all. Person A wants something else and person B does not want to exchange what A has in offer. So this can create some problems. The next is lack of common measure of value. While exchanging goods for goods, there was no standard unit of account to determine the value of a commodity. For example, it was difficult to compare 2 liters of milk with 2 kilograms of rice. Now, when money is there, you can determine that 2 liters of milk will cost you around rupees 50 or 55. But in barter system, it is quite difficult to measure the value of milk or any other product. Now, if a person is having milk and he cannot exchange milk with rice because it is not possible to compare liters with kilograms. It is neither practical nor possible. So you cannot compare two different units with each other. Hence, it creates problem of measuring the value. Then next part is difficulties in storage of goods. Now there are certain goods which are perishable in nature, which we have to consume immediately, like milk, eggs, fish, vegetable, etc. If we do not consume it quickly, what will happen? Such commodities can get spoiled. So in earlier days, all these perishable commodities were difficult to store because they used to require huge space, plus they were bulky and heavy to store. In earlier days, there was no proper warehouse system. Hence, many people face such difficulties to store perishable commodities. Then fourth is indivisibility of certain goods. In a barter system, it was inconvenient to divide animals, houses, etc. into small parts. So it was difficult to fix the proportion of one commodity in exchange for another commodity. Now there are certain commodities which we cannot divide. For example, individual A has a sack of wheat and he wants a goat in exchange. Individual B has a goat and he wants only half a sack of wheat. Now see, how can you divide these two commodities? It is not practical at all. So in this situation, exchange between two commodities is impossible due to indivisible nature of goat for it being livestock. Now you cannot compare goat with wheat or a pack or a sack of wheat. What happens here? It is not possible to divide at all. Just think logically. Can you divide rice with an animal? No, not at all. Both are different. Then next is problem of making deferred payments. Deferred payments means payment to be made in future. Repayment of loan was difficult due to exchange of commodities. For example, it was difficult to repay the perishable goods in the same condition in future. So here repayment in future was a major problem. For example, like perishable goods, for example, milk, then eggs, vegetable, we cannot repay in future in the same quality, in the same condition. Obviously, it is not possible at all. So it creates problem while making deferred payments here. Due to all these problems, all these limitations, concept of money came into existence. So let's understand more about money.